All right, boys, we are live. Let me just adjust this real quick.
We're not fully live, but we're live in effect. Oh shit!
All right, then. Well, what's up, ladies and
It's
gentlemen? Welcome back to the podcast once again. I'm your host Nate,
amigos.
joined here by the other two amigos, Anwar and my homeboy Fat
I'll
Boy.
be chulo right here.
You're not Papi Chulo. Calm down. All right.
Says I'm a
Okay.
gamer, boy.
The
Yeah, so
this
we've
is
been having no
not.
problems before this.
Oh God. Okay, whatever.
Nigga, bro, fuck this, man. All right, so man, let's get right into it.
Let's get right
This
into
is
the
not
topics, man.
cappuccino,
Cause
straight up, straight to the topics, bro.
Let's
All
go
right,
straight
so-
to
Man.
the point.
all right,
No,
so
no, actually, we still gotta do what we do, bro. It's a tradition, bro. Honestly, and they started it. We're gonna still do it. So like, let's just talk about how our week's been.
oh yeah, so yeah, how y'all's week's been? It's been 1 week since the last upload, so
Node, my guy. Node right here. You know what it
Snow.
is.
yeah,
Yeah, iced out. Yeah, it was pretty
iced out
crazy.
completely.
Didn't go to
Yeah,
work.
You didn't go to work either.
no school
I
for
ain't doing all
me,
that shit.
so it's pretty fun. Just gaming almost what like 10, 12 hours. That's what we did.
Yeah.
Can't do that
Basic-
shit for sure. We were on that shit too long.
Yeah,
Doing too much.
skipping out on some homework. Usual
Boy
college
over
student
there
shit.
rage quit at the end.
Let's get right into topics, man. So, first one we got here. All right. So as you all know, it's February, and February is Black History Month, and there's I don't want to say there's controversy around the whole, celebration, but like some things that come out recently. Mainly the fact that we have a video here. If you guys want to check it out, link in the description down below. There's a video here about T-Pain. Paparazzi asking T-Pain what does he think about Black History Month in general, and his response is very simple, man. He basically said, "Don't celebrate it." You know, I don't have a take on that necessarily, but I don't know. What is your thoughts on that?
I feel like I have to agree with him because well, I mean I'm not black or white, I'm Hispanic, but let's put it in perspective. If they just dedicate 1 month on me, on my ethnicity and shit like that.
I mean, they do. It's Hispanic
Yeah,
Heritage Month. It's like in September or
Yeah,
something.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah. So so
Like
it's weird.
yeah, but like I'm saying, like I mean, I was born here, and I'm an American, and it's American history either way. Like I feel like if you just say Black History Month, at the end of the day, bro, you're still segregating them from American history.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're still sending them apart. Why can't it just be American history? It happened in American soil. Just call it as it is. And it, it's still putting a boundary in the what's called the race and ethnicity. And I mean, I wouldn't even feel comfortable even celebrating it. I mean,
Mhm.
it's cool. I mean, it's acknowledged, but it's just
Right.
it's not conveying the message that it should be conveying. Like oh man, y'all went through this and this and that. Yeah, we went through that, but we all went through it. I mean, as white
Right.
people and as black people, they were part of it. So it happened. It is what it is, and you learn from it and you move on from it. But like just dedicating 1 month, it's like what 1 month and then the rest of the year nothing. It's kind of doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
My perspective.
I
I mean
mean,
it's cool. Having a month, but it's just I don't see the point of it.
yeah, because you didn't even know about Hispanic Heritage Month, and that usually lies in I want to say September, because of
You don't even know the month.
no,
Niggas
I think it is September because of Independence Day, Mexico
Independence
Independence
Day,
Day.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I
Like, bro,
think. Right. So
Mhm.
I never like
just think,
paid attention to like Hispanic Heritage Month or Black History Month in general because like they do that a lot in schools, especially high school. Our high school did that a lot because they had like the showcase, the art showcase. I don't know if you remember that. Like every year, they would have students
Mhm.
draw like a portrait of famous African Americans throughout history. Harriet
Yeah.
Tubman, MLK, many more. And they have a showcase
Yeah.
full of like this whole hallway. The whole hallway was just full showcase of their paintings and whatever. And I remember that, and I was like, usually pass by, but no one really noticed this. Not until like you like every year you saw it, and then you're like, oh,
You keep
that's right.
going,
It's
yeah.
it's it's Black History Month. People just like kind of like don't pay attention. My
Black
take on
history,
yeah, Black History
American
Month.
history, period. You know.
Yeah, history in general. My take on it is like it's not about like I guess the recognition, right? Because anybody can go read a book on African American history. Anybody can do that. You can just go look at the section in the library. Look at the history books. Look at textbooks. Even your history class, they'll cover it. Not as
But see,
much.
they're trying to make it seem like they do, and they look, cause bro, it's like, bro, yeah, you can go look it up, bro. How come you're not trying to be racist? And like I said, bro, but it's just like, how come you're not talking about it? How you talk about the white folks that are in the history that did some big shit for America? How do you know? How can we can know that black people that did big shit for America ain't like talked about? Like they did some big shit too. Just because they're African American don't mean that they're not gonna pop it off more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
People also, other people also did big shit. Not just white. Not trying to be racist. Not just white folks. Not just British or whatever people were involved. Like that they talk about. What I'm saying is just like, bro, you gotta be even. If you gonna talk about it and make it important, this you gotta make the other shit important too. You know what I'm saying? Like at least
yeah.
brief talk about it every time. It's not just like, bro, there and then. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're just gonna do it for this month. Like we're gonna show them that this person did this person did this, but it's not that important. It's just for this month, just a little week or something. Cause school's just gonna dedicate it for like a week, bro.
I mean,
It may stay up there because they're lazy as fuck to take it off. But
yeah, that's true. I
shit is
mean,
it's just a week, nigga.
yeah,
That's all that matters, man.
yeah. And I mean, you're kind of right on that. Sometimes it's not very like ah, idolize is the wrong word. I guess it's not emphasized enough. You know,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
it's weird because history class is one of those classes where like shit can go right or shit can go wrong if you say something wrong. And my
Yeah.
utter
Right.
respect to the history teachers, or professors, anybody out there that's teaching this, my respect to you because, if you're biased, you know, if it's all good, but if you're one sided, it's like it goes bad because then the students have a say on it, and then you have a say on it, and then it goes like in a back and forth argument. I remember one time in my history class, it was not about African American history, but I think this guy was like full on Republican, right? And
Yeah.
most college kids now are liberal or Democrats here. And I took this
Mhm.
history class about I want to say 2 years ago, and I think they had an argument about I want to say I think it was the Emancipation Proclamation.
Yes.
We had to write a for those of you who don't know, but the Emancipation Proclamation, it's what made the slaves free back in
Yes.
I can't remember what
After
year.
the Civil War, right?
Huh?
It was after the Civil War, right?
I can't.
Before.
Like I said, I don't remember because I hardly speak on
It
that.
was somewhere, but it was the Civil War
Yeah,
era, right?
yeah. In
Yeah.
that era, yeah. So that's that paper that was signed to make all the slaves free, and
Yes.
we had to write a book report about it. And the book had an idea expressed something about like how these slaves, some of them were awful. Some of them were awful. So, some of them are good. Some of them are bad. But the book was implying that this paper or this institution that Abraham Lincoln passed was something horribly wrong in history. And so we had to write about that. It pained me to write stuff about it because I still have that paper, right? And I turned it in just because, like, it's for a grade. Can't really say anything. And I remember
Yeah.
going in the next day into class, right? They had like a big argument throughout basically the whole lecture. So there was like no lecture. It was more like an argument going back and forth, And that's what he wanted,
Yes.
because I didn't have no questions or nothing. I just kind of just did it. But there was a lot of people in there. Like I want to say like 80% of the class had something to say about it, which is it kind of gets you thinking like there's no
Wait. So
one
Uh-huh.
side to everything. You know,
So what was the I didn't get the what was the teacher's position on this?
Republican. So they
The
really didn't.
teacher was Republican.
Yeah,
Okay.
professor was
So
fully Republican,
he was against the Emancipation Proclamation,
kinda, in some way.
kind of. Oh, okay,
But
okay.
he was just giving out the thoughts from the book. Like I'm not saying it was
From the
his
book.
position, but as a
Yes,
professor, you got to give the position from the book, and
yes,
think the way they are thinking, so that way you can process and
yes,
teach that. And
yes.
it sparks up because then it's like, oh, so you believe in that? Then we don't like you type shit. But it just goes back and forth to tell you like nothing in history is like nothing in history has a good or a bad. It's always something that people are gonna pick on.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta do some wrong to do some right, and
Right.
some shit goes sideways. You can't just some people. What was it the needs of the more what's it called, the needs of the greatest of the great outweigh the needs of the few, something like that. Some people gotta be sacrificed. Some shit gonna be like that. But I mean, it passed, and it was a good for me. Obviously, it was something good
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, people and humans are humans. We're all the same. You know, and so obviously people are gonna well back then, and I mean, in our current era also are against still against to that. Because there's few cases I've seen. I don't remember, but I know there have been few cases of like lynching and stuff like that of
Yeah.
African Americans, which
Yes.
not tolerated. But like I've seen, I didn't know this, but I've seen like I don't know, you seen trucks out there, with the Confederate flag, and when I was going to school, I thought the Confederate flag meant you want slaves, that you were against that, stuff like that, and then I came to learn that the Confederate flag and what the Confederacy was standing up for was mostly on state rights,
Yeah.
state rights strictly, the slavery was part of it, but was not the main reason the war started.
Yes.
So somebody who has the Confederate flag necessarily does not mean that they wanted, they do not agree with the Emancipation Proclamation, or that they just don't like black people. It's just that they believe on state rights,
Yeah.
that the state should have more rights, and the federal government shouldn't be or shouldn't be as involved as it is today. And that shit opened my mind, and that's what happens when you gotta learn about your history, because sometimes you get clouded with negative thoughts about it, but if you open your mind to it, you kind of get the bigger picture, and you're gonna understand that, oh, it's not about slaves. It wasn't the big point of slaves. It was mostly on state rights.
Yeah.
Basically, slavery was like a collateral. Just it was. Oh, you want to take my slave? Well, nah, not even that. But I know that. And it, like I said, it opened my mind to it. But shit happened, and they still lost. It is what it is to this day. And we're all here today. And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
You
Uh,
know what I'm saying?
what about? Well, I mean, whole Black History Month, but it kind of does, because it's Black History, and
Yes.
it seems, I don't know, because for us, we have Hispanic Heritage Month, and frankly, we don't. I mean, I don't do anything. I don't think none of y'all do anything. And they talk about these like figures like Columbus, Pancho Villa, you know, um, many more that I can't think of right now. And like, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Like you just, well, just like yeah, it's just like they just want to say that they show us credit. But man, I feel like Mexican folks will get a little good credit, bro. You ain't gonna say. You're gonna have some white folks saying, "Hey, Mexicans work their ass off." You're gonna have black folks say the same shit. Like they so like the thing about the brown community, bro. I feel like they most of them they really fucking fuck with each other. They really show short support and shit. And then
Right.
some white folks are really out there doing shit like they're not all like that. There's not all people that just don't fucking that feel that certain people that are different color don't, you know what I'm saying? Ain't the right person, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's just people, fam.
I mean, if you're a
Not
bad
all like
person,
that.
you're a bad person. It don't even matter the skin, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's who you are, and how you were raised and stuff like that. How your mind works. It don't even matter. It don't even matter what color you are, man. Crime is
Yeah.
crime. Crime is universal, bro. In skin, bro.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean,
If you're
we're
gonna do it, you're gonna do it regardless.
we're
It's like
minorities,
buying
and the
it's like
minority
buying a white
community,
Honda
you
and
know.
buying a gray one. Same car.
Yeah.
Same exact model. Just
Yeah.
different color.
Yeah.
Same shit.
Minorities, you gotta stick together somehow, man, because I mean, especially in schools, they need more minorities in schools. That's what they aim for. That's like a common thing to do nowadays. But yeah, I mean, sticking together is probably the best thing. I support, my own bloodline, my own race. I support any other race that's not mine. In the minority community because we all come from like a same. I don't want to say journey, but like a same background to where like we gotta come up, try to defeat the norm out there. You know, I want to leave like a legacy behind of like I did this, I came up, I did all of this hard work to get to where I am, and it's just normal. It's just for me that will be a norm for me right then and there. I'm not
Yeah.
bragging that I'm smarter than the next person or I'm doing better than the next person. No, I'm just grateful for the the opportunities that I was given or the opportunities that
It's
I sought
leaving
for.
leaving leaving a thumbprint behind, Nate. And look, you gotta think about it like this. Back then, Nate, the laws were different, right?
Yeah, of
Obviously,
course.
laws are
Yeah,
different. Obviously, before, um, what was it? You were raised different, all right. So put it into perspective like this, Nate. You're a white person born in the Civil War or pre-Civil War, right?
yeah,
Right? You don't know any better, Nate. You are born into that lifestyle, right? Slavery, and you see slavery as normal, man.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And so many people don't ever get the chance to see that what they were doing was wrong. What they were doing was inhumane. You know what I'm saying? And like probably right now, wherever they are, spiritually, they'll be like, man, I was fucking up. Like shit, I was doing wrong thing. Like I was a human being and I was treating him like that. You know what I'm saying? But like put it like this. I'm not defending or anything, but it's just like that statue that you were saying about the Confederate leader, right?
yeah,
Confederate leader gotta eat, right?
yeah,
He gotta eat, right? He gotta do what he gotta do. He lives down south. They're threatening his livelihood. They're threatening everything he stands for, shit like that, because that's how he was raised, with those with that tradition, with that mindset, right? It's like somebody coming to me and telling me, or like back then, with Hispanics, the man is the sole supporter of the family. The female cooks, cleans, take care of the kids, right?
yeah,
And
That's a fact.
somebody comes and tells you, nah, the female guy can do this and this and that. You feel threatened, right? You feel like, hey, like my purpose is being threatened, right? But that's the mindset before, not the
yeah,
mindset right now. So like blaming somebody who did not have the chance to redeem himself or to see the wrongs he was doing because how he was raised is
yeah,
it won't change like he did, right?
yeah. Of course,
You just will not
Listen. All right,
statue
pause.
like
All right, boy. So you're saying it doesn't matter? Okay, so let's say we have a man raised in a bad neighborhood, lost his mom, raised with his dad, but his dad would probably abuse him to say something bad. I guess I don't want to say nobody's if somebody's going through this. I'm sorry.
Like,
They say that happens. You know what I'm saying? Okay, boom. I'm trying to say, not trying to be like just a fucking scenario. And they say rapes or your sister or something. Boom. They are going to trial, and they're like, "Fuck it, we're gonna give this nigga life or whatever the case may be." Nigga, are you gonna say, well, and they say like they're gonna tell you all his background. Are you gonna say no? We should just let him free. We should give him a retry and just probably just give him like probation or something. And your sister's like, no, I want him to go to jail for how many, like 16 years they gave him or 17. Like you just saying right now that it doesn't matter what they came from. We should give them an opportunity and all that. Like you think
but
that's fair?
that's you gotta understand that the law right now says and it's clearly stated, Cooch, that it is wrong. Right? It is wrong what you're doing. You know that. You've seen stories. You're informed about that. Back then, it was legal to have slaves, right? It was
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
legal to treat them how you wanted to treat them, without no repercussion, because that was normal. If you are born where rape is legal and doing this, obviously you're gonna do it, if you're raised in that mindset, that females aren't, they don't have feelings, they don't have uh rights, all that, is like, also females, at one point they didn't have any rights. Things changed, mindsets changed. Look at where we're now. You know what I'm saying? It's all about change, throughout there. I'm saying back then things were different as of right now. What we see wrong right now was not wrong back then, you know? And people who were born in that mindset before, it's obviously wrong right now, but back then they were just
Yeah.
minding their own business. They were like, I have slaves. They had slaves like they had cars. And they just looked at it as a material thing.
Yeah.
And that was normal for them. You know, and it wasn't. Now for us, obviously, it's we're like, what the fuck was what they're thinking?
Yeah.
This stupid shit. Like how the fuck did they not realize that this person right here having the same features as a white man is not human, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I know. I know.
What I'm
Sad
saying is
things,
like
man.
it's like it's like
Bad
it's like
times.
right there. It's right there on your face. It's staring you. It's talking to you. It's telling you how they think, how they feel, man.
Yeah.
Every time you
Honestly,
separate
look,
them, and I feel like I mean, with Black History Month, should be throughout the whole thing. Be constantly reminding me that the person next to me, no matter what the color or race or ethnicity, is the same as me, has the same rights, is breathing, is living, is working,
Right.
getting money, you know stuff like that. It deserves the same rights as I have.
Yeah. I mean,
Period. Point blank. You know, God
uh,
made us the same.
yeah. He did. And
So,
that's one thing you gotta keep, within ourselves. We're the same.
yes, sir.
Man was created
sir.
equal. So,
Mhm.
I guess that's a good talk, guys. Any final thoughts before we move on to the next one? Anything y'all would like to add? Or y'all good?
Good, bro.
Oh,
All
we're
right,
good,
y'all
man.
good.
We're good.
Just